Alrighty, what is going on, guys? Evan Aldo here. Welcome back to the channel. If you enjoy the content, hit the subscribe button, smash the like button. Always appreciate those things. So yeah, let's get right into it. Got a lot of cool stuff to tell you. We're gonna be talking about kind of AVAX, a lot of the the big alts, why a lot of them could potentially be bottoming out against Bitcoin right now. We're gonna start off with Bitcoin and ETH as we always do, but AVAX is a promising one. Cardano is a promising one as well right now. So let's start with Bitcoin here. So ultimately, what are we looking at, for the short term? Money flow is still strong coming up on our 20-hour. Money flow is still strong coming up on our 16-hour right there. Daily green dot signaling continuation, bullish continuation. That's what we want to see here. And if you just look at, trigger waves and green dots, ever since, oh man, ever since basically ever since this one right in September 13th, so about the last 2 months here, have brought us up farther. So from a technical perspective, most likely we can continue forward here a little bit more. And when you look at, some of these lower time frames too, such as, 6-hour, money flow coming out, but nothing's too bad. Nothing's too bad. We were almost going to confirm some trigger waves on our 3-hour. Didn't quite confirm. We jumped up. So that's what we're looking at right there. Got that jump up, which signifies that we're not done yet. We potentially have some more to go, but this is a spiral line here. We're also, so here's where it gets a little bit more bearish. We also are in an ascending wedge. These typically do break bearish. There's some people that will say, they only break bearish a little bit more than they break bullish, all that. But a drop down to 33K is not out of the question here. So we got to keep that in mind. If this does break upward, though, we could absolutely be looking at, almost 38K, 37, 38K, which is going to be a big area. This spiral line is right around 37K, which is going to be a significant area. Now, if we look at our really low time frames here, we're holding, this is a local volume area high right here. We're kind of holding this area. You got a bear div, but it's nothing too bad, maybe signifying some, bearishness in the short term. So that we got to kind of look at what could potentially happen here. But if you look at kind of just look at the daily, the first thing I was telling you guys about, if it's kind of like, I was going to try to find this one didn't really play out, brought you up a little bit, maybe come up a little bit, come down, then we pump up a little bit more. A bit of consolidation is possible here. A bit of consolidation is possible. Let's move on to Ethereum. How do you trade this right now? That's going to be, it's a little bit tough. I'd be more on the long side. I would probably be trying to, go on to do a long off of where we are right now. Maybe try to get up to 37, stop loss, down here somewhere potentially. I know one of my viewers was in that trade. Might have a good shot of playing out, depending. So yeah, let's move on to Ethereum a little bit here. Same deal, a lot of the same deal. Green dot on your 8-hour signaling continuation. Money flow strong on all these time frames. Daily as well. So daily. Never mind the daily. Bear div on the daily, which kind of throws a wrench into this a little bit. My guess is that this bear div isn't going to give you what you need. You got to wait potentially for the next one, maybe come up more than the next bear div. With money flow starting to finally come down, gives you what you need. This does not concern me too much, especially because everything else doesn't look half bad. Everything else doesn't look too bad. That money flow looks good in a lot of these time frames. You got a trigger wave printing on the monthly. That's rare. Bullish signs. And by the way, like I've been mentioning, I'm starting to DCA into ETH, starting to DCA into alts, starting to convert a little bit of Bitcoin over into these, every week. Until the halving, so basically until the end of March. That's what I'm looking at doing. So I think that's the best technique for altcoins, and we'll talk about that more in a second. Now, looking at the short-term trigger waves, on the 3-hour, rejecting from kind of this area right here, big fib level. It's also a local volume area high right there. Your low is right there. So for a scalp trader, if you took the scalp, nice work. But may get a trigger wave coming up on your 22-minute right there, which could kind of save the day here, potentially bring us up more. So that's what we got to look at there. Maybe a trigger wave on the 30-minute as well. This is also kind of forming. So especially when Bitcoin's starting to get boring, look at other things. Reverse head and shoulder type situation here. And where's our neckline? Right, 1934, that area, that volume area high, that's a big area, that big volume area high, which could be the next, next significant place that we could bump into here. So that's Ethereum. Now I want to look at, a few things. So I was looking at Cardano ETH. Cardano ETH is actually a little bit fearful because you made a lower low than December 2017, all there, through kind of since the history of Cardano. But there is some hope, especially when you look at, we've been in the red a while, we're kind of coming up. But when we look at Cardano, Cardano Bitcoin, this is pretty textbook market sever. 1, 2, 3, 4, Lex's money flow starting to come up. And keep in mind, guys, Cardano and Ethereum bottomed out against Bitcoin in around September of 2019. We're about 4 years in the 4-year cycle, about 4 years after that. Where was this bottom right here? October, around the same area. We're a month late. This could be it. This could be it. So this is, this would tell you, start converting a little bit, just not financial advice, but what I'm doing, start converting a little bit of Cardano over to, Bitcoin over to Cardano gradually and slowly to get to those, particular, to get to those big gains potentially. I'm not saying you can't go down lower. I'm not saying it's not impossible to go down lower, but I think that, if this trends up against Bitcoin, I think that, you could be making a higher low here. As well as another nice one. This one looks really good because look at Avalanche versus Bitcoin right here, hitting a major area. This is where you bottomed out in July of 21 before you jumped out. I mean, there's not too much data. I know it's AVAX, not that new of a coin, not that old of a coin, but December 21 there, that big jump up. So it wouldn't be impossible into the next bull run. Man, coming back to these levels, probably a no-brainer. If you're at that area in mid to late 2025, no brainer, probably convert to Bitcoin, get out, enjoy your, enjoy all that's happening. But you got your X's, 3 of them. We like to see 4 or 5, but you got enough here where it's kind of like, you got a good amount there. 1, 2, yeah, you got a good amount here, yeah. So that's AVAX right there, AVAX versus Bitcoin. And I think that, when we look at like regular AVAX, and this is one that's really bled a lot here, again, let me look at a little more data here. Huge area. Looks like you could potentially be bottoming out here now. Not a bull div, not a true bull div on your 2-week, but you're getting there. It's a pretty big bull div from back there in the weekly. I'm not saying you can't drop down further, but I mean, this looks like a nice bubble pop pattern. Those Wall Street psychology charts would probably love this. We're probably in the entering the disbelief kind of phase right here. This was the anger, then this was the depression phase. So entering the disbelief, and then hopefully over the next 2 years you come up and get to all-time highs or whatever. So that's what we're really hoping here for AVAX. I like AVAX. I think it's a decent project. A lot of these, I could go through a lot of these. I mean, Matic. The thing here for a lot of these is they are hitting big points, especially the ones that really ran up a lot. Like this is 57%. It's hitting a big pocket. DCA is your friend with these. They still look like they could go higher, but DCA is the point. Nobody, very few people ever got rich just buying everything all at once. That's kind of the area. But Matic I like too, and the other one people talk about, obviously, DOT is a big one. That's I could sit here and talk about Solana. It already kind of went up a lot. I think there's other ones that are going to start to outperform Solana finally. Could be wrong though. Who knows? That wick right there, nice bubble pop pattern. I mean, this looks good too. This looks good. That bull div on the weekly right there. I mean, maybe we need one more red dot come down, back down, double bottom on the on the 2-week there, and then we're kind of home free. But I do think that unless this is going to zero, if it's going to survive down 90%, we're at the area, that big area, in the 4-year cycle, and similar to the end of 2019, where it was a pretty good place to obviously to get in. So it's going to be an important thing to realize here. So yeah, that's what we're kind of looking at. And then also on Cardano, not enough data. Oh, hold on, let me just show you the bull div on the monthly printing confirms in 22 days. That's the other thing too. So a lot of these rare kind of bullish signs are coming up here. And if you guys have been watching me for a while, we've talked about this for a long time. These things that I've been waiting for, monthly bullish divs on a lot of these big things that I've potentially been waiting for to kind of get in. You know, that's the inverse of this. You know, you come down, but potentially this brings you all the way back up. It came down pretty quickly. Now it's got to go up. You know what I mean? I would think, that's my guess here. That's kind of my guess. It could be wrong. Maybe we'll go down lower. I don't know. But that's kind of my guess here. You know, you jump back up from there. So ultimately, that's what I'm kind of looking at there. Another one that had the bull div on the, I mean, there's a lot of them that look pretty good right now, but another one that had a bull div on the monthly privacy token, you know, Zcash, going to be a riskier one, but right here, that bull div looks like it's finally starting to play out. And you see that monthly green right there. I believe Cardano had that as well on the monthly. That monthly green, Heiken Ashi, that's big. You know, this one was a false positive. That was a little trap right there. You came down, you bled more against Bitcoin. Now this one, this could be the real thing. This could be the real thing right here. That's my kind of guess here. That's what the charts are kind of telling me. And, you know, that's pretty much the main things I'm looking at, you know, right now. We post a lot of great stuff in the Aldo Empire VIP Discord. Lanacor has done a lot of great trades with some of the altcoins that have gone up. He had a really, really good month. We got CBZ in there as well. We've talked about a lot of, I know CBZ has talked about persistence, which this one's a really, you know, be very careful. It's a micro cap, but on that monthly, that green Heiken Ashi, and it's looking good, you know, but rare bullish signs everywhere along these markets. And I think, you know, what it looks like, 2-week bull divs, like I told you guys, that was the main thing I was waiting for to get it to start buying a lot of these alts. 2-week bull div, we're seeing that. You know, there's not much, you know, it could go to zero, sure, but there's not much other way to go than upward more. And I mean, that's a 40x back to all-time highs. Now, this could be completely dead. It did go down. You know, I've never really even seen anything in my career actually go down to full 99.4% and come all the way back. Things have gone down 98% like Cardano last bear market and he came all the way back, but not that much. Zilla is another one I like how it looks. You know, just huge horror, you know, huge horizontal line right there. You know, this huge kind of place bouncing off of that. And then if you look at that weekly, you know, you got your yellow X's back there. Yeah, it looks like the selling is exhausted here. And then a monthly bull div printing similar to Cardano. This is a smaller cap. A lot of potential here. A lot of potential here. So that's what I'm kind of looking at on a lot of these right now. The last one I'll look at, I mean, some of these smaller caps, well, not real small, but, you know, some of these ones like H-bar, the other thing, bull divs, you know, a lot of things are kind of looking good. Algo as well. Some things that have a lot of bang for the buck, you know, big places. Now, it could go to zero. It may not come back. Who knows? But I think there's a lot of potential in a lot of these. I think there's a lot of potential. Now, you got to be diversified. Alts are risky. You know, you got to be very diversified. But, yeah, ultimately, there could be a lot of upside in a lot of these. I think the DCA is your friend from now into March. And I think these rare, you can't ignore these rare kind of bullish signs. These are things that don't come up too often. Now, this one isn't technically a bullish div, but still, you know, we're close to there. It's a full bubble pop pattern. You know, even all these yellow X's on the 3-day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look for some bullishness. Trigger wave right there. Looks like you make them up. And now Ethereum, we're playing around with, just to, you know, wrap this video up, we're playing around with at this point kind of here, right here. So kind of hitting the area. Hopefully we break above. Hopefully this trigger wave in the 22-minute breaks up and does well. I do have a trade in for this, a long position that I'm really hoping will do well. If you want more info on that, check out the Discord down below. We're going to be doing more meetings since things are picking up now. More live streams for just you guys. CBZ does those. Lanacor does those occasionally. We got KMAC in there as well. Really great community. And also, if you guys want to trade some of these coins, especially some of the smaller caps, MEXC is really good. Link down below. FAIRDESK is great as well. And Zoomex is great as well. That's the main one CryptoFace has been using lately. Zoomex, so all three of those have been great exchanges. If you guys want to sign up, link down below. No VPN required for all of them, I believe. No KYC required for now, so check those out. Really good exchanges. All right, guys, that's all I got right now. Hope you got something out of the video. Goodbye.